This is Dudes Who Bet Sports.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Dudes Who Bet Sports for another week, and we got a lot to talk about as we go into another big week of college football and the NFL. Papa Dude, I know the answer. We're not doing well, but how are you anyway? I'll ask.
Well, I didn't think Thursday was ever going to get here because I've been chomping at the bit. So
We probably should have went live Saturday.
I'm not sure we should have, but it's been a long 3 or 4 days to say some stuff. But if you get past the Oklahoma debacle, there were some games Saturday. I mean, it was just an unbelievable Saturday. It really was.
Yeah, no, 2 weeks in a row, a great Saturday. It was hard to enjoy the afternoon because we had a game, but when we went into the nightcap, man, it was so good. Yeah,
it
so
is. College football is just unbelievably good.
Yeah,
I can't watch the NFL on Sunday after.
It's hard.
It's
I was talking to John White about it, and he said if I didn't have the red zone, I couldn't watch.
Oh, me too. That's all.
The red zone makes it watchable.
Yeah, because it goes from one game to the other. I can't sit and watch the full game.
Yeah,
they got it. Well, we'll get to the NFL later, but too many penalties, too much crap they're calling. They got to stop it. It's just there's no flow to the game, and it's boring. And so, But I'm a college fan, not a pro fan. So this college season, this may be one of the best ever.
It feels it, especially after the last 2 weeks. It feels like this is just a great season. Really, the last 3 weeks, honestly. Yeah. Every game that seems like it's going to be a big game turns out to be pretty good, and that'll change. It won't be like that every week, but yeah, it's been great, and it which makes it worse, I guess, that we don't have anything to watch. Yeah, we're not a part of it at all. So,
well, you look at the slate this week. This is going to be another tremendous week of football. I mean,
it kind of looks like it could be one of the best weeks.
I don't know how it can beat the last 2 weeks, but
on paper, it really sets up to be.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
with the SEC as competitive as it is, you're going to have fantastic games every week in the SEC.
Yeah,
and the Big Ten is at the top. Well, really, they're pretty strong down through about 8 teams. Now, this week, the Big Ten schedule is a little light because Penn State and Ohio State are idle this week. So there's some tremendous games in every conference, and it just seems like they're living up to the hype.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, what do you want to start with? Do you want to do the games? Do you want to do some of the stuff you've got? Like, what do you want to do?
Oh, I just have a bunch of stuff. We can, maybe some of this we can kind of incorporate as we go through it.
Okay.
Because we do have, it is mid-season. It doesn't seem possible that it's mid-season already.
It feels like I wish it was over, but anyway.
No, I don't, because I'm kind of the other way. It's just so exciting watching this. I mean, I've come to grips with our situation.
The season is fun when you get past the window we're playing in, because not only do we have to watch a bad team and suffer through that, we're missing the other games that are good in that window.
Well, maybe we ought to talk about that shit first, because they're not in the top 25. So we could completely skip the Oklahoma thing if you wanted to.
I was hoping we would. That's the benefit. But the problem is they're going to play teams in the top 25 coming up. But
I don't know. Maybe we ought to skip it.
Well, we'll talk about it.
All right.
Well, let's just get it out. Let's get it
first.
Yeah.
I keep harping back to the great Barry Switzer, who made a comment one time that is so damn true. You ain't got the hosses, you ain't going to win. And it's that simple.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma does not have a quarterback, period.
Right.
I don't care what they say about Michael Hawkins. He has shown me nothing. I'm sorry. He can run, but he has no poise. He has no, if somebody's not open, he's done. He doesn't look to the next progression, whatever it is they go through.
Yeah.
But he is a freshman. So I just haven't seen anything that tells me he's going to be a superstar.
Yeah.
Like they thought he was. But they don't have the players. And when you don't, I don't care what you do as a coach. It don't matter what scheme you're in. Maybe you can scheme up something a little different, but if you can't execute what you're scheming, you might as well forget it. And when I've listened to a lot of stuff, people that I trust, there were people open, wide open.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a coach and you scheme up a play and there's people wide open, your quarterback doesn't get the ball to him, then you look like a dumbass. And it's kind of that simple. Is a change needed? Maybe. You can't make a change now. You can't. It does you no good to change in midstream. First of all, who are you going to get?
Yeah.
You'd have to just promote somebody from the staff. Well, what good is that? They're part of that staff now that's screwing it all up.
The problem is the offensive staff. It's
Yeah.
all bad right now. So there's nobody you could promote and feel better about it. You'd
No,
have
so
to.
you got to ride it out.
And I think they are going to ride it out.
They are.
Yeah.
You can't jump
Yeah.
midstream. It's not going to do any good. You know, they fired Mike Stoops, back in 2019, whatever it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't any better.
Well, it was 18, and or was that 17? That was 17. Wow, we're going way back,
Well,
guys. That was Kyler's year.
They lost at the last there at Texas.
Yeah, that was Kyler's year, and it got better for a game.
Yeah, game.
You know, but
It's got to look at the competition too, and
right. Yeah,
it's not going to get any better. They don't. There's nothing they can. They don't do anything well.
Yeah.
And when you don't have anything to hang your hat on, and lost in all this too is Texas is good. They're good.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about how good in a second, but
I mean, they're really good. So that was not a surprise to anybody who had a brain.
No.
The defense played okay for a quarter, set the offense up with a chance to maybe score 10 points. They can't score 10 points. There's nothing they can do. And it is a hopeless situation. I never thought we'd see it this way. And, you know, coupled with all that, the guy they had down there is quarterbacking the number 2 team in the nation. And that just adds to all of the fury that people are, God, why didn't we get him? Why didn't we keep him and all this stuff? Because I don't know that we would be real good with him either, but we'd be better.
Yep.
Because he's a guy that can do some stuff. He's seasoned and all that.
Yep.
What do you think? You think they stick with Hawkins? I'm kind of the theory that they ought to go back to the other guy.
I don't think it matters.
I do think, though, I mean, from me watching it, I feel like with Jackson Arnold, the Tulane game, he played pretty good. We acted like it seems to me like we can do more with him.
I don't think so.
I'm not at practice, so I don't know.
At this point, I wouldn't. It's not going to do anything for me if they go back to him. It's not going to do anything for me if they don't. That's where I'm at with it. I don't think either one of them can make the plays. And the problem is with Jackson, he wasn't pulling the trigger either on these plays that were open. And then he was also turning the ball over. So
turning the ball over is the key there. What if they just are awful?
In a perfect world, if Jackson Arnold would go out there and limit the turnovers, he's probably your better option.
I think so.
But he hasn't really shown.
What if they get shut out?
Okay, and I'm going to stop this right now. We're not doing this.
No.
We're not doing this. We did not score for the second time in 3 years against these guys. It is the end of the world. Totally.
I will agree.
We're not sugarcoating it.
I will agree with you.
Listen, stop for a second. What happened down there is fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing. When you can watch that game and never for 1 second think we're even competitive, this is Oklahoma. This is not Arkansas. This is not Texas Tech. We're Oklahoma, and that's embarrassing. And we can blame the offense all we want. The head coach is embarrassing at this point. Well, this is year 3.
I will agree.
I'm going to point that out right there. We're not doing that. That's not happening.
I will agree, though. We're not as good as them. That is for sure.
Fine. But go lose 24-10. Go lose 31-20. Go lose. Score a touchdown.
Yeah. The only excuses they have, and it's legit, they're down to their 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th receivers. That is a legitimate excuse. It is.
Yeah.
It is. That's a legitimate. There's no hardly any team in the country's got 6 receivers. They just don't.
But
And so that's an excuse. That I can buy that one. But in the quarterback situation, they missed on him.
mhm.
They did. I don't know what happened with the offensive line. I don't know what happened there. I don't know misevaluation. Got the wrong guys in the portal. Got caught with their pants down. Didn't have enough offensive linemen this year.
Mhm.
That's no excuse. You're Oklahoma. You have to have those guys.
Well,
If
and we
you
have a
want to
freshman.
be in the SEC and you
Well-
want to brag about that you're in the SEC, then you better by God get some players.
So
It's
the
that.
deal is like freshman quarterback, that's an excuse. Yes.
It is.
But why do we have a true freshman quarterback in that game?
Because they missed on Jackson Arnold, and
And who has to evaluate that?
that's the evaluation process. Now, they're not
Okay.
the only ones that missed on him. You
True.
can't judge what's inside a kid. You cannot. Okay,
Yeah.
you can look at talent, you can look at arm strength, you can look at all of that,
Mhm.
but you can't judge how a kid's going to react in a certain situation. You just can't. And he's lost confidence, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he should be playing. I'll be the first one to say it. I think you're harming this other kid even more than you're helping him.
At this point, I just don't think it matters. I
Well-
think I feel bad for either one of them that has to go out there
Well, I do too.
because it's terrible.
Yeah.
There's not they don't know what they want to do
Mm-mm.
on offense either. I
Not
mean,
sure I would know.
some of those plays, it's like, this is like, I feel like I'm watching
I was
Joe
watching
Dickinson offense again.
I was watching some of the offensive line play. They just whiff. 76 was pathetic in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody said, well, we get a new offensive coordinator. It's not going to matter.
Well,
I mean, you might get a different scheme. You might be a little more successful. You're still going to get your ass beat.
I'll say this.
It is pitiful.
It's pretty bad. I mean, I think and look, like I thought he would be really good. I thought Seth Luttrell would be great.
Oh, I
And
did too. So
I thought that because everywhere they've been pretty good offensively.
Well,
And it is
Okay.
pathetic.
guys,
No,
we
but-
don't have a quarterback.
Okay, but
It's
stop.
that simple.
Stop for a second. Think about all those Iowa teams that couldn't score, right? For
Yeah.
however many years. They're a little bit better this year, but think about all those
Yeah.
Iowa teams that couldn't score.
Mhm.
When you watched them, they at least had an identity. They at
They
least
did.
did things.
They knew how to manage a game.
And by the way, all those teams that we've made fun of over the years, I'm talking, this is not an opinion. This is, look up the stats. We are
Oh, it's
light
awful.
years worse than that. And this is Oklahoma. And this
Oh,
is year
it's-
3 of the program.
It's pathetic.
It's not going to work. I'm just going to come out and say it's
I'm
not going to
afraid you're
work.
right.
It's
Yeah.
over. And honestly, it's time to move on from the Bob Stoops tree and just start over and get the next
Okay.
Bob Stoops because it's done. It's done. That's
And
my
some of
opinion.
some of these people that think Lincoln Riley's going to get fired and give him all the money to come back to Oklahoma. Are you out of your mind?
It would be just as bad. It would just
He's
be a
not
different
coming
kind of
back
bad.
to Oklahoma.
Anybody that followed Oklahoma knows how bad that was getting.
No, they want him back as the offensive coordinator.
Oh, offensive coordinator. Yeah, well,
He's not coming back to Oklahoma. You got God.
Well, listen, if we had Lincoln Riley's offensive coordinator and Brent Venables a defense coordinator, we still need a head coach. I mean, because neither one of them are that. So,
And we still don't have a quarterback. So
well, Lincoln will find us a quarterback, but
really, he
Yeah.
got this guy.
yeah, he would find.
He was Riley's recruit.
Trust, we would be better. No, I don't think so. Jackson Arnold was recruited by
No, I
Levy.
think he was one they had to sign when Venables.
No,
came.
I don't think so. I think
Oh, I
Levy.
do.
Well, whatever. It would be better.
But the thing is, I think they need to go back to him for one reason. He does have a little bit more experience than the other guy. And the other guy didn't do anything at Texas. Now, okay, if they want to give him another shot Saturday, okay, I'll go along with it. Because we're living on the fact that he won at Auburn. No, he didn't. Auburn lost.
Yeah.
It's that simple. We didn't win that game.
I really think at the end of the day, and I know it is the most like popular thing to talk about, but I just don't think it matters who they put out there. I think with Jackson, you might get a little bit more, but he also, where is he at mentally? You know,
Well, he's
like I told you, walking out of Tennessee, that was uncomfortable watching it because you could see it, you know.
But that was uncomfortable down there too. And
well, I never really was watching Hawkins and thinking that he didn't have confidence. I just don't. He couldn't.
he didn't. I don't know why.
He was playing 100 miles an hour.
He didn't have a loss of confidence,
which was bizarre to me because he really showed a lot of poise. They didn't really move the ball much, but he showed some poise at Auburn and that the Texas game. He's on another world. It felt like at times, but
whole different atmosphere, a whole different situation.
And we knew
a lot better team.
Yeah.
Again, I felt like Texas played like shit on offense. I was not impressed with them at all.
I kind of think the quarterback didn't play very well.
Right, that's what
Heuers was average.
He was terrible. He was awful.
Yeah, but
and I tell you another thing. I don't know how good the defense is.
It's way overrated. Now, that being said, they talk about them like they're like a lead, and they're not. They're overrated in that standpoint. They're good.
They're
but
good.
They're not. They're good. Period. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a good defense. It's a better defense than what we've had. If they had a good offense, they would look even better because they wouldn't have to be out there the whole game. But it's and this is part of it is this. I don't think they're great still, but I think you would view them a lot better if they didn't have to do so much, you know. And I think like if you had an adequate offense, they probably would have held Texas in the 20s. And
I thought Texas was so much faster than we were
on one side of the ball. Yeah.
When they hit the secondary, goodbye.
Well, I do think if OU has a weakness, it's the secondary is just okay.
Yeah.
I don't think they're bad. I don't think any part of that defense is bad. Let me be honest. And we don't need to be complaining about it because it's good. But if OU has a weakness, the secondary still got a little ways to go. But I mean, up front, they're very good. So
they are, and they keep pressure on you. Yeah. That's the one thing we've got going for us Saturday. Is South Carolina has been sacked 26 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With our pressure up front, I think we can give them some trouble.
The key to that game will be if our defense can create a couple turnovers because of pressure and set up short fields, get a little bit of a lead.
But the problem is they're going to have to score themselves off the turnovers.
Yeah.
Because we don't have one play in the playbook that's any good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that you can depend on.
No.
They did run the ball wide pretty good, but somehow they didn't stay doing it. So I don't get that.
That's just it. We don't have an identity, but you know.
There was a play when the game was fairly close. Sawchuk was wide open, running down the field.
Yep.
There was not a guy within 20 yards of him. We've seen them run this play before in the past. Yep. Got a quarterback and get the ball to him. It's a touchdown, and we suddenly have a game.
Yeah.
Those are the things that you can't over. How many games have you seen Patrick Mahomes win by himself making a play?
Yeah.
And that makes the offensive coordinator look like a genius when the play sucked.
Mm-hmm.
How many times did Josh Allen the other night in Monday Night Football, if you were stupid enough to watch it like I was because I had a bet on it, how many times did he win the game with his feet?
Yeah.
Scrambling. The plays were terrible.
You have to make the plays that are there. And That was a Jackson Arnold problem too.
It is.
We talked about it, and again, it's easy for us as fans to sit up in the stands so there were guys wide open, but we were saying it a lot. And there were times when he couldn't see him because he was on the ground. And then there was times they had the protection and he for whatever reason, he couldn't make the play, so.
It all starts there. You got to have a trigger guy. They don't have one.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a quarterback that you have any faith in, your play calling sucks. It is very difficult.
No, it makes it worse because then you're handcuffed. You can't really call anything. But again, you as a coach, you have to see it and you have to tell yourself, okay, we're going to do a few things this guy can do. And then we'll build off of it as he gets his confidence. But we got to get this guy into plays that he can execute. And if they stop it, well, that's just we're not good enough. But you have to have an identity, and we have nothing. We are just like 11 guys going in all different directions.
Yeah, and they are. And you got to ask yourself too: do they know what they're doing? I don't know.
We try to run
screen passes. We try to run screen passes. They run right by the blockers. Yeah. The blockers don't even block anybody.
No. Well, and again, you have the ball at midfield plus 3 straight times. You get 3 points, and you don't even threaten to score. It was long field goals that one made, one missed.
Yeah, it's just
fun. So. All right, I'm done with it. Let's get to it.
Let's get some good teams.
Let's get to the good ones. Yeah. I will say, last thing I'll say, if OU loses Saturday, I don't know. They're not going to win another game if they lose Saturday, other than Maine.
Yeah.
I kind of think we'll be tracking planes in December looking for a coach. I really honestly and truly
depends on. He may survive it. It depends on how they play. Do they get blown out the rest of the year? Are they competitive? Are they showing some sorts of improvement? If they don't, I don't think they have any choice. Here's another thing that's going to happen. Very interesting to see what attendance is Saturday.
Oh,
actual attendance.
It'll be big.
I don't know. The main game won't have 50,000 people there.
Oh, yes, it will.
No, it won't.
It will.
It ain't going to have me. Alabama will sell out because it's Alabama.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out. We'll find out.
Yep.
We'll find out.
Yep.
All right, let's get to it. Tomorrow night, a good team with a good quarterback plays. Hey, used to play Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel and Oregon, now number 2 in the country, a miracle. Well, I wouldn't sell a miracle win, but boy, it felt like they were going to lose right at the last. But they get the job done. They win. They go to Purdue. By the way, Purdue, helpless, couldn't do anything, terrible. Fire the offensive coordinator, score 49 points, almost beat Illinois. So just to show you, it can improve things. But anyway, who's winning here? 28.5-point favorites here for the Ducks.
Oh, will they be a little flat? Talk about a game. That was a tremendous game. Oregon and Ohio State, back and forth.
One of the best. Like we were saying, that was one of many that's just like, this is good.
I was on these. I mean, of course, I'm rooting for Dylan so much.
Yeah.
And what a game that was. And anyway, I'd make another comment about how stupid Oklahoma is, but I'm not going to. So I don't know really what happened with Dylan Gabriel, but I tell you what, when you're going to the SEC and you got a guy that's experienced and you don't sit there and go, we're going to wait on you. You make up your mind what you want to do. Then we'll make a decision on what we're going to do.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Maybe he said he's leaving, he ain't coming back. I don't know. I don't believe that. But anyway.
Well, all right. I don't know what happened, but I will tell you this. There are definitely situations where there's nothing that could have been done, and maybe this is it. But again, I'm going to be blunt. I'm going to be honest. It falls on the head coach. You find a way to get him back if he wanted to come back.
That's right. And maybe he didn't.
And go ahead. Nope, I'm done with it.
Well, maybe he didn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would have begged him. Mm-hmm. I'm going to the SEC. I want a guy who's been around, who's won me some damn important ball games.
Yep.
So anyway, I don't know what happened, and I'm burying it. Anyway, if they're ready to play, they cover. But that's a lot of points going on the road on a Friday after you came off one of the biggest games you've had in years. Staying away from it because I don't know whether they'll be ready to play. Strange things can happen on Friday nights coming off a big game.
I'm staying away from the game as well because on one hand, Oregon hasn't really covered in
No.
situations like this. They're 6-0, they're number 2, and I'm sitting there going, other than I thought they played good against Ohio State, but
Oh,
the
they
other
did.
5 games, it's like they were good in spots and not so good in spots. But I have to stay away because I don't want to take Purdue. I mean, I know they kind of played a lot better, but they're still
They've
not
been
very
awful.
good. So
They have been awful, though.
yeah.
Yes, it's one of those games I think you just got to stay away from. I do.
Yeah.
And I'll say this: I don't think Oregon beats Ohio State when they play again.
I don't know about that either. Yeah, I think they're both pretty darn good, but I walked away saying neutral field. Maybe it is Ohio State.
Yeah.
I gotta ask Pedlo the question because this is something we'll talk about a little later, maybe, but you can answer it while we're talking about other games. So he says, "Oh, you're gonna make us believer again." He'll admit if he's wrong. What is a good season now in terms of number of wins? And I'm talking about the 12-game schedule
This year.
this year. What's a number you can throw out to say, hey, you know what? They actually turned this thing around. For me, if they can get, and you're going to laugh, but if they can get to 8, I think it's a miracle.
I do too.
So
7's a miracle.
It kind of would feel that way.
I think
if they go 8-4 based on where they're at right now, if they end 8-4, I will say that's a very good year.
I'll say if they go 8-4, that's a hell of a coaching job. How about that?
That's like you said it better than I said it. That's what I mean. If they go 8-4, I would say, you know what, these guys did a good job because
they did a hell of a job.
We've seen Stoops a couple of times where he had teams that were teetering and they would come back and win and they'd go 8-4, and you'd go, well, you know what, that's pretty damn good. So
they have a little bit more of a pulse than this team has right now.
Yes,
I'm afraid this team's going to just implode.
We're going to find out. And if they do, again, he needs to be gone. Oklahoma State and BYU. BYU is a 9-point favorite here at home against the Cowboys. The Cowboys, as bad as OU's been, I think they are better than Oklahoma State. They're really, really bad. BYU only 9-point favorites against these guys, though. It's Friday night. It's in Provo. What do you think?
I don't understand why they're not on the BYU bandwagon. What do they have to do?
I know.
They're undefeated. I'm all over this one. Oklahoma State has shown nothing. They can't stop the run. They can't run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Their offense might be as bad as ours. It's close. I'm going BYU to cover this one.
Yeah, I'm going BYU as well. I mean, I've watched Oklahoma State, and they're pathetic, and I think BYU will shut them down. Defensively, BYU is pretty darn good. So,
yes, they are.
BYU all day for me. All right. Miami takes on Louisville this weekend. Miami's a 4.5-point favorite on the road against Louisville. I know Dennis is going to be excited for this one. This should be a hell of a game. We have seen Miami almost get beat 2 straight games now. What about this week? What's going to happen?
Well, I sat down and I looked at the undefeated teams' schedules. They win this game, they got a great chance to go undefeated.
They do.
Miami does because they got Florida State at home. They have Duke at home. They got to go to Georgia Tech. They have a pulse. They're pretty good. They got Wake Forest. They got to go to Syracuse.
Yeah.
I mean, their road is set.
Yep.
So this is huge for them. I don't like the way they played the last couple of weeks. I don't like the coaching staff. I don't think they're that good. I don't know about Louisville either. That was a good comeback, though. Didn't they? Yeah, they came back and won, or did they lose that game?
No, Louisville won. Yeah.
Yeah, they came back and won that game, and that was good. They're going to be ready for this. I'm going to take an upset. I'm not going to pick Louisville to win, but I'm going to take them in the points.
I'll take Louisville as well. I took Louisville in this game. The 2 games Louisville lost, they still played pretty well in. I know the SMU loss at home, that was a bad loss. But Notre Dame was not a bad loss, and I don't think Miami
loss. I don't think
that
loss. That SMU game, I don't think that's a bad loss.
You need to beat SMU at home
if
you're going to be real
good. Think that SMU's good.
They are good, but I'm telling you, you got to beat them at home. Is what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
But I think they're going to beat Miami. This Miami team, they have a great quarterback, but I'm still very skeptical what they've got past that. Now, look, he's fantastic.
He
So,
is.
but I think Louisville wins this game. Give me Louisville in this one. All right, let's keep going. Virginia takes on Clemson in Clemson this weekend. Clemson 21.5-point favorites in this one. They're playing awfully well. They get a Virginia team, and that we talked about, they might be able to, maybe get the upset win last week. They weren't able to do it. Now they got to go on the road. What do you think?
I think Clemson's pretty darn good. I do. I think they're the best team in the ACC. They don't play Miami in the regular season. I guess they would get them in a championship game if they run the table. I like Clemson to cover this one. I think Virginia had a chance to get to 5-1, got beat. I don't think they can cover this one in Clemson.
Yeah, I agree. Clemson's kind of been the gift that keeps on giving for gamblers. They are covering pretty much all these big spreads. They did it last week. I think they'll do it again this week. I like Clemson in this game as well. All right. Very, very entertaining, interesting, insert whatever you want to say there. This one is fun. Nebraska on the road against Indiana. I'm sure Nebraska, they thought, hey, this will be an easy win for us before the season started. You look up, Indiana 6-0, one of 11 undefeated teams left. They're number 16 in the country, and they are a 6.5-point favorite this weekend against the Cornhuskers. All right. Who you like in this one?
I would like Nebraska a lot better if they could score.
They still have that problem.
They can't put up enough points.
Yeah.
This is going to be a sneaky, really good game.
And
I would like to watch.
Real quick, $127 to get into this game. It's
Bloomington, Indiana. Wow.
It's incredible. I mean, this is a cool story. I'm really rooting for Indiana. That's nothing against Nebraska. I just want Indiana to keep winning.
Me too.
Yeah.
Indiana 6.5. I think they're going to eke this one out, but I don't think they're going to win by 6.5. So I'm going to take Nebraska in the points.
You really kind of want to feel like Nebraska's the play here. It just feels like a total trap to say, hey, I'm going to support Indiana minus 6.5 this weekend. I think I'm going to do it though. Give me Indiana. I don't believe in Nebraska more than I believe in Indiana.
Believe in their offense. They might hold them down at like 17-14, something like that.
Well, I think this will be the best team. Well, I know this will be the best team they've played. So that's one thing. That they did play Maryland. Nebraska's better than Maryland. They played Northwestern. Nebraska's better than Northwestern. I think this Hoosier team, I still think they'll be able to score. So I think Indiana's gonna win. I think they cover.
Now Nebraska lost to Illinois, right?
Yes. In overtime. Or maybe double overtime even. Yes. Yeah.
So if Indiana was playing Illinois in Bloomington, when you feel like a lot more comfortable with that 6.5, I mean, what I'm getting at is Indiana better than Illinois? I think they are.
I think they are.
So,
yeah,
I hope so.
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to take. You're taking Nebraska. I'm taking Indiana. I want to put this up here. Dennis says, "I'll be honest. If Indiana wins this, they are a lock for the playoffs." So let's
good segue.
Why you got a thought on this?
I've got the undefeated teams.
Okay.
And there's 11 of them, and I've got Indiana as this is to stay undefeated through the year. I've got them ranked 10th out of 11 to stay undefeated because they got to go to Ohio State.
Yeah. So,
but this is a good question that Dennis has got. Yeah.
So now again, we're assuming they win. So they're 7-0. They have Washington at home next.
Right.
For Indiana, that won't be easy.
That will not be easy.
That legitimately could be a win, obviously.
Well, they'll be favored.
Go to Michigan State.
Won't be easy.
Won't be easy again, but they can win, no doubt. Michigan at home.
Won't be easy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. On the road at Ohio State.
No,
so obviously, and then Purdue at home. Now Purdue, they should be able to handle.
Yeah,
if they beat Nebraska, beat Purdue, that's 8. They got to get to 10 probably to make it. So they got to go 2-2. Washington at Michigan State, Michigan at Ohio State.
You think 10-2 gets them in?
I think in the Big Ten, if you go 10-2, you're going to get in the playoff. Yeah,
It's Indiana.
I know.
I think they got to go 11-1.
I think if they have to go 11-1, they are not a lock for the playoff because I don't think they're winning all those games. Except for
It
Ohio.
depends on what happens in the SEC. What happens with those teams?
I really, honestly, and truly feel like if 10-2 gets them in, they have a legit shot if they win this weekend.
Oh, I do too.
And if they lose, then I think it's over. Yeah.
The more they win, the more the pressure is going to get to them.
And so
they're not elite.
So that's my point. As Dennis says, he thinks Ohio State's the only guy they're going to lose. I totally disagree. They're Indiana. They'll lose one other one.
I'm afraid that pressure is going to get to them.
I'm afraid they're going like 9-3 to be honest.
They're not used to this. And the other thing is you got Oregon, Penn State, and Ohio State out of the Big Ten that are still right there.
Yeah.
And if they do what they're supposed to do, like I've got Penn State, they're the 6th out of 11 to stay undefeated.
Yeah.
But there are only 2 really tough games left. They got to go to Wisconsin and they got Ohio State. Well, if they win one of those, they're 11-1.
Yeah.
They're going to beat out a 10-2 Indiana.
Yeah, they are.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I have Ohio State. They're not undefeated, but I don't think they're going to lose again.
Yeah, I agree.
They've lost their game.
Well, Penn State, Ohio State, and Oregon all look to be in.
So. I have Oregon as the number 2 out of 11 to finish undefeated, and this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
They have to go to Michigan. They have to go to Wisconsin. Well, they should win those 2 games. They may go undefeated. So I think Indiana has to go 11-1 to get in.
Well, they're not.
If the other teams do what they do.
I just feel like if it's Indiana and Michigan, let's say, and I know Michigan's not very good, and Indiana has to beat Michigan, I don't think they'll do it. I think they'd have a better chance to beat Michigan if they've lost a couple. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like that's what this is.
We're just not used to them being this good. That's what it is.
And the other part of it is I don't think they are that good. I think they're well coached. They're beating the teams they should beat. I think that they'll win this weekend because they're going to beat the team they should beat. But there, it's going to get shaky. All right. Yeah. Let's keep going. Auburn goes on the road to take on Missouri. Missouri's a 4.5-point favorite here, and that kind of shows you what they think of Missouri in Vegas. 4.5 points is that's not a lot to be favored by at home against a 2-4 team. And I think it also shows you they haven't really given up on Auburn yet either, even though they're 2-4. What do you? I think this is a tricky one. What do you think?
It's tricky. I don't think Auburn knows how to win, how to close out a game. This is kind of do or die for Missouri. I think they're going to be ready for this game. I'm going to take them to cover, but I never bet anything on Missouri. I've seen Auburn. They're 2-4 for a reason.
Yeah.
They're a good 2-4 team if that's possible. But I think this is a big game for Missouri, and I think they're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to take Missouri in this one. We'll see what happens. I think Auburn is just a tough team to back. They just shoot themselves in the foot too much, and they're still not that good anyway, even if they weren't. So, yeah, I'm with you. Give me the Tigers in -4.5. All right, this is one of my darlings here. Army, they're still undefeated. They're 16-point favorites here at home against East Carolina. Okay.
Yeah.
East Carolina does have a pulse. They're not great, though. 16 points is a lot. What do you think?
I never thought I'd be seriously considering betting Army as a double-digit favorite. But they have just been killing people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they will destroy them because I don't think anybody has you can't practice against this triple option because you don't have anybody on your staff that can be the quarterback. You can't simulate it.
And both teams, Army and Navy, both have added some passing elements to their offense. Yeah.
Yes. So I love them to cover this one. I think they will beat the crap out of it. I mean, every week they're just beating people 44-7, 52-14. They're just running up the score on people. Yeah. I keep waiting for something to happen. Now, looking at the undefeated teams, I've got them. Maybe this is probably wrong, but why can't they beat Notre Dame?
They can. They both can.
And they got Notre Dame, they got Navy, they got a tricky game. They got to go to North Texas, and North Texas is decent. That might be a toughie.
Yeah, for sure.
Really, the bad thing about it, either Army or Navy is not going undefeated because they play each other.
Sure.
And they got to go undefeated to get in
Yeah.
to the playoffs. If they're undefeated, if Army's undefeated, they're a lock. They're in. I think they beat out Boise State. I do.
Oh, absolutely, they would. Absolutely.
So you want that,
Oh, absolutely. Pedlo has Army and Navy, one at 201 and one at 301 to make the playoff. And I would feel really good about it. And again, there's a long – now, here's the other deal. The second half of the schedule, I mean, no matter who they play, it's going to get tough. Every week is going to be under a microscope as they go on, because what a story this would be if Army and or Navy would get in. I mean, I would love it. You
better root for Army.
Well, I mean, to me,
Navy's got the power schedule.
If you could get Army and Navy at 11-0, it would be incredible. I mean, I love the game anyway. That's one of my favorite games of the year. I love Army, I love Navy, and I also like Air Force. They're terrible, but I still like them. I am fascinated with what that is. So I'm praying that it happens, and I'm with you. I think Army kills them. And I sit there and I look and I go, okay, Army, Navy, they're scoring like 50 a game. They're in the top 25. They're undefeated. And then I look what's happening at Norman under a third-year head coach, and I'm like, how in the hell is anybody supporting this at this point? This is year 3, and Army and Navy would kick our ass if we played them.
Well, Army came down there when we were good and almost beat us. So
don't really know how we're still talking about this when Army and freaking Navy, the kids are in the Army and the Navy. They have to be in that and go to that school, and they still would kick our ass. So that's interesting. Anyway, let's go Alabama and Tennessee next. Alabama, a 3-point favorite in this one. It's kind of a team. It's two teams that I think we're skeptical of. Who is the better of the skeptical teams here? Is it Alabama or is it Tennessee? Alabama 3-point favorite. What do you think?
Well, Tennessee saved their season by winning against Florida. I thought Florida gave a great effort in that game. I don't think Tennessee's very good on offense. I really don't. I watched Josh Heupel teams, and he's very conservative with play calling, and that's not him. And then I don't think Alabama is very good on defense. I really don't. But I think they're going to win. So I just don't think Tennessee's that good. I got a chance to prove it this week. I think we're going to eliminate an SEC team this week. I think a 2-loss Tennessee team does not get in the way things look at the moment. So, and they got a tough schedule left. Give me Alabama to cover.
I just can't back Tennessee in this game. And I know Alabama lost to Vanderbilt and almost lost South Carolina. And they did beat Georgia at the same time though. But look, here's the deal. We said it that night leaving the stadium is like a good football team tonight would have beat Oklahoma as bad as they wanted to. And it really, it wasn't a game, but it kind of got close. And it's like, I'm not sure they're very good. And then we said that Arkansas game, take Arkansas. They got beat at Arkansas. Last week, we said take Florida in the points.
Yep.
They almost got beat at home to Florida. How are they going to beat Alabama playing like they had the last 3 weeks? I don't think there's any chance they beat them.
No, I don't think so.
The only thing I will say is it's at home. They got a young quarterback. He's progressing, and maybe, he plays a big game and they beat him. Maybe they jump on him. And going on the road in the SEC is always tough, but I think Alabama goes in there and beats them.
I do too.
I really do. So give me the Tide as well in that one. All right, let's keep going here. Notre Dame goes to Georgia Tech. Interesting game, I think, here. This Georgia Tech team, they're not a great team, but they'll make you beat them. They're solid. Notre Dame, a 12-point favorite on the road. It seems like that's a lot. What do you think?
Notre Dame has bounced back from that loss. They've run up some points on people. I love Georgia Tech plus 12 in this game. This is not an easy place to go play. Like you said, they're solid. They're not great. Offensively, they've got a good scheme. They're pretty good. They know what they want to do. Notre Dame's going to win the game. I don't think it's going to be by 12. Give me the Ramblin' Wreck plus 12.
All right, I like it. I like Georgia Tech in this game as well. I think they could upset them, honestly. I'm still not totally sold on Notre Dame. We'll see. Maybe they'll kind of prove me wrong this week, go up and win by double digits. That'd be really good, I think. But yeah, give me Georgia Tech in this game as well. All right, let's keep going. Michigan and Illinois next. Michigan, a 3.5-point favorite in this game at Illinois. Two teams that are going to ground and pound you, no doubt about it here. I am very skeptical. Michigan is not great, I don't think, but boy, Illinois almost loses Purdue last week. This is a wild one. Who do you like in this one?
One thing I want to go back to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought when the schedule came out? Okay, they have 6 games left. Army and Navy would be tougher to beat than Florida State and USC
and Oklahoma. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But anyway, nobody would have predicted that when the season started. Michigan and Illinois. Okay. This comes down again. Blue Bloods against Illinois, right?
Yep.
Do they think they can beat Michigan?
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to? They gave up 49 last week to Illinois. I can't get to Purdue. I can't get past that. I don't know what happened in that game. They were way ahead.
Yeah.
And then next thing I look, it's in overtime. Michigan is not very good. I can't take Illinois. I just can't do it. I think they'll figure out a way to lose.
Give me Illinois. I don't think this Michigan team's got it. I mean, they're kind of Michigan and Oklahoma are pretty similar. I think they just don't have anything offensively, and I think Illinois gets them. I think they do. So give me Illinois. I think they're going to beat them. I think they'll beat them outright, but definitely give them with the points as well. So, all right. Charlotte goes on the road to take on Navy. Here we go. We got Army, we got Navy, both at home, both big favorites. Need to get wins, need to keep the story going. Navy, 17.5-point favorite here. What do you think about this one?
Is it just me, or has Navy not been quite as impressive as Army?
I think I don't think they beat people quite as badly.
Yeah.
But I do believe Navy. I think Navy's just as good as Army, though.
Navy's got this. Their 3 toughest games: Notre Dame, Army. They got a tough game at Tulane.
Oh, yeah.
That was really tough.
Yep.
I'm not as gung-ho on them covering. Charlotte's not bad. They're not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not as I'm not as gung-ho on Navy covering 17.5 as I am on Army. So I'm going to stay away from this one. If I was going to bet it, I would go ahead and take the midshipmen because of the offense they run. But I'm not as gung-ho on them. I don't feel
I would take Charlotte in the points here because I think Charlotte is halfway decent, like you said.
Yeah.
I don't think they're great, but I do think they've got a little bit of a pulse. I'm a little bit worried about 17.5. You know, that half might get you in this game too. So, but you know, I look at what Navy did against a Memphis team when Memphis came up there, 56-44. So they wouldn't have covered 17.5, although they wouldn't have been that big of a favorite in that game. But you know, they if they play that type of game, they might be able to cover against Charlotte. But another thing, and this is a weird thing to talk about or say, but could this be a look ahead game for Navy? Because next week they've got Notre Dame.
Oh, it could. Yeah.
So they could look ahead a little bit as well. So I'm going to take Charlotte in this one, but rooting for Navy, no doubt. All right, let's keep going here. Texas A&M goes on the road to take on Mississippi State this weekend. Mississippi State's been a little bit better as of late. A&M trying to ride high after that win against Missouri. A&M is a 16.5-point favorite. Who you got here?
These are the kind of games in the past that A&M would struggle in.
Yes.
Go on the road, they'd win, but it would not be impressive. Mississippi State played really well against Georgia. Watched a little bit of that. I can't take them though. I think again, I'm still just a little afraid of A&M. They finally got a coach though. This is a sneaky sleeper team that's not getting a lot of recognition in the SEC.
Yep.
I'm going to take them to cover, but I'm going to stay away from it.
I'm going to take Mississippi State to cover. I think it's like a 10-point game. I think A&M wins. So
I can see that.
Pedlo in the chat, killing me. All right, let's keep going. I'm not putting that up, Pedlo. All right, local game here for us. Well, kind of, I guess. We're just about an hour and a half from the stadium here. LSU goes down to take on Arkansas, and LSU is a 2.5-point favorite. So when you look at this game, LSU 5-1. They got the big win against Ole Miss. Arkansas coming off the big win against Tennessee. Hated rivalry here, no doubt about that. This was 3.5 at one point. It's all the way down to 2.5.
Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen in Fayetteville?
Well, I talked to my brother and got his analysis of the game yesterday, and I thought that was a huge win for LSU the other night. The quarterback was really getting better. This comes down again. Does Arkansas think they can win? I think they do. Arkansas is pretty good as well. Nope. Give me the Tigers. I think they go in there and beat them.
So when it was 3.5, I took Arkansas. But at 2.5, no. I think LSU wins a 3-point game. That's kind of – I've been back and forth on that. If you could get 3.5, 4, 4.5, I would take the Razorbacks. But I think because that's the margin. I think it's going to be close. I think it'll be a game. 2 weeks ago, I would have said Arkansas is going to win this game. I thought that was a big-time win for LSU, and I think they can kind of springboard off that and have some success. So give me LSU now.
They get better as the season goes along.
Yeah, and that's great because we play them last, so that's not good. But,
yeah,
I think LSU is going to win. But again, if your book says 3.5, 4, if that game goes up, I would not be afraid to support Arkansas because I do think that's going to be a one-possession game one way or another. All right, let's go to the game of the week. College Game Day will be there. Georgia goes on the road to take on Texas. Texas, a 5-point favorite here against the Bulldogs. All right, who you got?
That opened at 3.5.
It did.
I don't think Georgia's that good. I've said it all year. I don't think they're very good defensively.
Mm-hmm.
They've shown it. Mm-hmm. Mississippi State scored, 31 on them last week?
Yep.
Alabama scored a bunch.
Yep.
I don't think this is as good a Georgia defense as we've seen. Texas, the thing that worries me, we kind of touched on a while ago, is Ewers.
Mm-hmm.
And he could have been a little rusty. He hadn't
sure.
played in a while.
Yeah.
The man needed that game. He got a little bit better as the game went along. But really, Texas offensively didn't do much in that game. They broke a couple of plays when our defense just kind of gave in there on those back-to-back turnovers.
Yeah.
Other than that, they did not look impressive at all. 5 is too many. I like the 3.5 a lot better. I think Texas is going to win. I don't think Georgia's that good. I do think Texas is going to lose before the year's over, but I think they're going to win this one.
Yeah, they're going to lose on Saturday. Give me Georgia.
No way.
I would play Georgia -5, to be completely honest with you.
You would?
Game. Yeah, I definitely would.
I don't like them.
Definitely would. I think the key to this game will be Ewers and what he does. I did not think he played well.
He is going to have to play well. I agree.
He was the reason that wasn't ultra embarrassing, in my opinion, on Saturday.
He was awesome.
He did not play well at all.
Nope.
And honestly, like I said, if OU could have done anything offensively, they could have made it a 4-quarter game for sure. I don't think they would have beat them, but they could have played with them. Mm-hmm. Look, I am not – this is not really a knock on Texas, but we just don't know what they are. We know they're really good, but I'm not sold that they're like some kind of juggernaut because they just haven't played anybody. I would not be shocked at all if Texas wins the game, but I'm taking Georgia plus the 5 in this game. I think it'll be tight. I think Georgia's going to beat them. So I have to take +5 with Georgia in this game. We know Georgia's lost a game. They have got to win this game. Mm-hmm. We know that they've been better than them in the past. So has Texas made a big enough jump to beat them? I'm not sure. Give me Georgia in this game. I'm going to take the Bulldogs.
I hope you're right.
I'll be right. Don't worry about it. All right. Central Florida. Here's the thing. One more thing on the game. If Ewers struggles in the game, and say he's kind of one of the big reasons why Texas was to lose the game, and I'm not saying he's going to be that guy. I'm just saying that if that's possible, even if Texas loses this game, they're still in a great spot to make a playoff.
Oh yeah.
But what if Ewers struggles? Do you make a
Ooh.
quarterback change? I mean, so it could get weird. Is what I'm saying.
Well, it might drive Sark back to drinking, you think?
Well, we're not going there, but
Trying to make that decision, that'd be tough. That
that's
would
going to be a
really
tough
hard.
decision. But if they win, it's not going to be any decision at all. But
No, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Central Florida goes on the road, take on Iowa State this weekend. Iowa State, another good story here, undefeated.
Mhm.
Central Florida sucks. So 13.5 points, though. They are at home. It is at night. I tend to lean the Cyclones here. What
No
about you?
doubt.
Yep.
Great coaching job.
Yep.
6-0.
Yep.
Everybody wonders why the guy doesn't leave. He loves it up there. We're talking about Dan Campbell, just a great coach.
I wonder if he looks good in red. I wonder a little bit different
All
shade of red.
Yeah, with the
Interesting.
cream in there. I wanted him last time. He was my number one pick.
Okay.
And I've been leery of picking Iowa State. They made a believer out of me last week. They went to West Virginia. They didn't have any trouble. Central Florida's awful. Guys, you look at undefeated teams. Who can stay undefeated? If you believe in Iowa State, they have Central Florida. They have Texas Tech, which is a good team, but it's at home.
Yeah.
They go to KU. KU's in a mess.
Got to win there.
Cincinnati is in Ames.
Okay.
They got to go to Utah, but I saw where Rising's out for the year, right?
Yep.
And then they could have set up a big showdown in at home against K-State.
Yep.
Yes, this team has got a great chance to go undefeated.
Dennis was talking about Indiana and their path, and if they can win, I think Iowa State has the clearer path towards the playoffs. Now, can they get there? Again, it is another situation. Hey, you're Iowa State. Every game is, oh gosh, it's going to get really nerve-wracking as you get closer to it, but they've got a chance. And
they do. And they got their main opponent, in my opinion, now since what's his name's hurt, Rising's out.
Yeah.
Got K-State at home.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what that place is going to be like in that game? I believe it's the last game of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be crazy.
I think Iowa State can only get in if they lose one.
Yeah. So Oklahoma got to act quick. People want Campbell. They want him in South Bend. I mean, we got to act quick. That's all I'm saying.
I think Campbell loves it up there. I do.
Hell, he would really love it in Norman, I think. So that's just my thought. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. Kansas State goes on the road to take on that West Virginia team that Iowa State handled. I like this K-State team. I know they went out and got blown out in the game they lost, but the other games, they've been really good. I thought that was a really, really it was just a gutty win late night at Colorado. Colorado's kind of coming on. Anyway, what do you think here? 3-point favorite for the Wildcats.
I agree with you a lot. And that loss they had in BYU, that's what K-State does, because we've said this a million times. They're not ultra talented across the board. So sometimes you just lose a game that there's no explanation for it, and you don't play very well. It just happens. If Iowa State can go in and win handily in West Virginia, I think K-State can too. I like the Wildcats to cover that pretty easy.
I think the Wildcats cover it as well. And, I get here thinking, Coach Kleiman there, he came from North Dakota State, right? So green and gold. Now he's wearing purple. I mean, surely red would look good on him as well.
He would be a good little hire as well.
He would be great. Yeah.
All
right.
Final
one will go. SMU goes on the road here to take on Stanford. A 16.5-point favorite here for the Mustangs as they have a little bit of a shot at this playoff thing as well. So what do you think about this one?
Maybe their coach would look good in red.
That's where I draw the line.
No, you're not giving him much credit. I mean, I think he's done a really good job.
Yeah, but he's already in red. So
they didn't have a quarterback after 2 games, and now suddenly they're running up 50, 60. They're scoring.
He would. Okay, fair enough. I take him. Yeah.
Oh, I like SMU. What is it? 16 and a half at
Mhm.
Stanford. Who went out there and killed them? Virginia Tech the other night.
Yep,
Just
yep.
the snot out of them. They,
Yeah,
Stanford,
we can't figure out how they were able to beat Syracuse like they did. They haven't, other than that game, they really haven't looked that good.
Yeah. Give me the ponies. I think they cover.
All right, I'll take the ponies as well. Anybody that could go to Louisville and win, Dennis can go down there and win.
He's
All
in
right.
my boat. He's number one in my boat.
That's right. All right, top 25. That's it. You got any other games in college before we go to the NFL?
Oh, not a whole lot. I'm going to throw this name out, and I want to know if anybody knows who he is. His last name is Signetti.
Well, yeah, people know who that is.
Oh, I don't know. Dennis might.
Okay. I think
Who is it?
people who listen to the show know who that is.
You do?
Yeah, I didn't know how to pronounce his name, but I knew
Well,
that.
I'm not sure I pronounced it right. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
All right.
I see no answers yet. All right.
Rob knows because Rob's a Boilermaker, so he knows who it is.
Okay.
Bedlam
Okay.
doesn't know.
Yeah. Look at there.
Okay, both the Robs know.
Okay, well they're nerds.
No, that was
No, I meant college football nerds.
gotcha. Yeah.
All right, good.
See, the betters know.
Well, he's the coach at Indiana, and
Mhm.
only experts know that.
Yep.
And he's in line for coach of the year. There's no doubt about it.
You know, Indiana red and Oklahoma red is a lot alike, actually.
That's
so
true.
that would be good. Yeah,
Guys, what he's doing at Indiana is unbelievable.
it's
They're
really
They're awful year after year.
Yeah.
All right, couple of games. Wake Forest at Connecticut. Connecticut -1.5. Give me the Huskies.
really
They're not bad. They're
okay.
like 4-2.
I'm trying to find it. Where in the hell's the
Wake
East? Oh,
Forest
I can
is
scroll up.
dreadful.
Hold on, let me look at this
The
game.
Huskies are not bad.
You're going to take Connecticut. Now they're
It's
4-2.
up to 2 now. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Listen,
Who else you got?
James Madison. Rob.
Okay,
He must be a James Madison guy too. James Madison at Georgia Southern.
what the hell? Okay,
Okay.
wait, they're not.
Georgia,
What are they? They're not-
I believe they are.
They're Sudden Belt. They're Sun.
Sunbelt or Conference USA. One of the.
Oh,
two.
they're Sun Belt. I clicked them.
Yeah, it's Georgia Southern. Something.
Yeah. There you go.
Georgia Southern is pretty good. They're at home. James Madison got thumped a couple of weeks ago. 9.5. That's a lot to cover. Georgia Southern's pretty good. I like that one.
Okay,
Baylor
Baylor.
not doing well this year. Goes to Lubbock.
Okay,
Interested to see if that's a night game. It's not. It's an afternoon game.
Yeah.
6.5. Give me the Red Raiders. I think they roll.
I like Texas Tech. Yeah, I'm
Me
with you.
too.
Okay, I agree.
Did I hear? I'm pretty sure I did. Arizona State's quarterback is out.
Yeah, so the quarterback now out for Arizona State is Jeff Sims, the kid that was at Nebraska last year.
One of the worst I've ever seen.
Yes, and he was at Georgia Tech the year before, or 2
He
years
was
before that.
even worse there.
Yes. Yeah.
Cincinnati, they have a pulse.
Mhm,
Only favored by 5
mhm,
without a quarterback.
mhm.
I like the Bearcats in that game.
Okay.
And Rob, since you mentioned New Mexico and Utah State,
Okay. Go to the Mountain
78.
West.
New Mexico was a 2-point favorite.
Okay.
Now, Utah State is horrible.
Yes.
But they can score. I like them to win that one if you want to bet just a crazy ass game.
Okay.
All right. And I never bet the MAC, but there's 2 I look at. Western Michigan at Buffalo. Buffalo beat Toledo a week or so ago. Toledo is always pretty good. Western Michigan is favored. I like the
1.5.
Bulls. I like the Bulls.
Okay. You like Buffalo? Who
Yeah.
else?
The Bobcats of Ohio. They're playing Miami of Ohio. I don't know what they are anymore. They were the Redskins. I don't know what they are now.
Mhm.
Miami 3.5-point favorite. Might take a shot on the Bobcats to win that one.
Ooh, upset action.
Now Miami has played a tough schedule though. Probably stay away from that, but I thought that was kind of interesting. Anyway,
Okay. I got one for you.
all right.
Are you ready for this? Hold on. Let me
I
get
am.
the. I only watch the SEC since I'm a part of it now.
Okay.
South Carolina goes to Oklahoma this weekend. And
You
we're such a powerhouse in football. We're 1.5-point favorites against 3-3 South Carolina, so that's good. But and
Yeah.
it's,
So
by the
I'm
way,
sure you're taking South Carolina.
just want to be clear. It's year 3. We're not in year 1 here, so just wanted to clear that up for everybody. I don't know. Yeah, I would stay away from it because South Carolina's. I don't know if they can actually come in there and win or not. You know,
Yeah, that's the only thing, and they may be a little flat.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know. It'll be interesting. But anyway, that's a good game.
Rob, you missed
there was
the
one
OU
other
comment. Rob's ragging on OU. Okay, you already missed it. You should have got
Wait.
here soon.
Yeah. Kentucky, Florida, I think is a really interesting game this weekend.
Oh, that's a great game. Yeah.
I think Kentucky will win.
It's
Okay, so we got a question. Where'd it go, Mr. Cherry Coke? Oh, that sounds really good right now, actually. Where do you think game day goes for week 9? So we're in week 8. Let's go to week 9. Of course, they're in Austin this weekend. So let's go. It's not going to be Texas fan. It's not going to be Missouri, Alabama. It could be LSU at Texas A&M if they both win.
They've been there once, though, haven't they?
They have been to A&M. That was the first of the year.
Yeah.
They're not going to.
They don't usually go twice.
Notre Dame, Navy, I think, is a possibility.
Oh, that's a definite possibility. Yes.
Yes.
If they both win this week.
Illinois, Oregon, I don't think they'll do.
I don't believe so.
So I think your possibilities are Notre Dame, Navy if they both win, LSU, A&M if they both win. But Mr. Cherry Coke says he thinks it's going to be South Dakota versus South Dakota State to rep the FCS. They do that.
You do that. Yep.
So that's very possible.
Yep.
Very, very possible that they do that. So I think those, if they're going to go away from it, that'll obviously be the one. If not, it could be LSU, A&M, or Notre Dame, Navy. So
okay. Pedlo says let's bet some NHL tonight. We'll get to that.
Yeah, it's early. We're gonna get to that here in a minute. Let's see.
It's going to take 2 minutes to go through the NFL.
Yeah, it won't take long at all. It's going to be very interesting to see, though. I think I would love for this to be it. Notre Dame, Navy. I think that.
I don't think they can stay away from that. I think they'll have to do that.
Yeah, it would be pretty neat.
It really would.
Yeah, but we'll see. All right, NFL. Let's go to it. We always have a little bit of fun with this.
Oh yes.
And we start off tonight. I won't watch a second of this game. I mean, not a second.
Tonight, no way. It's on Prime. I can't channel surf. Forget it.
Yeah, no. Broncos Saints. The Broncos are a 3-point favorite at home against the Saints, or on the road, against the Saints. We have Bo Nix versus Spencer Rattler. That's our quarterback match. This is the NFL. All right. So who do you have in this game?
Can't take Spencer Rattler, so give me the Broncos.
I can't take the Broncos either. So.
I can't either. It's unbettable. What's the under? 37.5?
Yeah.
I don't know. The Saints did score some points last week.
Yeah.
In Tampa, so that makes me leery of that.
Yeah.
I guess Rattler wasn't awful.
First half, he was pretty decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me the Saints.
Yeah, I think I better take him. You can't take Denver as a favorite. No way.
Well, we go from bad to absolute.
Oh, my God.
So 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
In London, Patriots and the Jaguars, both teams 1-5. The Jaguars are 5.5-point favorites on their quote unquote home field there at Wembley Stadium. Okay. What do you like?
Well, Dennis has that as his best bet of the week. I do think they win. I'm struggling with that 5.5. That would be the only thing. So the London voodoo that they had going didn't work. The Bears thumped them. I don't like the 5.5, Dennis. I do think they win.
I don't care. I guess 5.5's a lot. Give me the Patriots.
Hey, by the way, we're picking on old Pedlo this week. He mentioned Spencer Rattler. Rattler, another quarterback the smart fans ran out of town. I guess we're not picking on him because he's kind of agreeing with me.
Yeah.
I'd take him back right now. I didn't
Here's
like
the
him
deal.
at all, but I would take him back.
Here's the deal. We've ran the smart fans of Oklahoma. Let's stick with that line. They ran Brent Venables out of town. One. Don't try to change history. That happened.
True.
They ran. I'm trying to think who all they
Well,
hated.
they ran Heupel out of town,
Well, they ran Josh Heupel out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Which
They
means they
ran
would run
Cooper Rattler
anybody.
out of town.
which means they would run anybody out of town.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, if you don't win, they run you out of town.
They ran Kelvin Sampson out of town.
Well, he ran
Well,
himself out of town. No, I'm not going to go that
They
far.
didn't like him. They didn't like him.
No, but I'm not going to say they ran him out of town. He was
No,
about
but-
to get in big trouble. So,
Listen.
but yeah,
Anyway, go ahead.
no, they ran
That's another
everybody out.
topic. If they'd have liked him, they would have let him stay.
I don't think so.
No idea.
No, because he was
Okay.
ready to get.
I don't know.
He's ready to get in trouble. So, yeah, that Mike Stoops, they
Mike
ran him out of
Stoops.
town. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mm.
Okay, let's keep going. We'll see what happens. Hey, I'm not I want to be very clear. I'm not running Michael Hawkins or Jackson Arnold out of town. I don't blame either one of them, to be clear. But anyway, Seahawks and the Falcons are next. This is a little bit better game. I don't think either team's good, but I think both of them are adequate. Falcons are a 3-point favorite at home. Who you got?
I kind of like the Falcons. I think they're pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Seahawks are heading down. This is a must-win for them.
Mm-hmm.
They started 3-0. They're now 3-3. Tough trip. Give me the Falcons. I think they cover this one. This may be one of my better picks.
Yep, I agree. I think the Falcons are the play here as well. I think they get it done. I think that game being in Atlanta makes a big difference for sure in this one.
Yep.
All right, Titans and the Bills are next. Bills are 9-point favorites. Feels like they should cover this. What do you think?
No, I think so.
Yeah.
9's a lot. They don't exactly blow people out too often.
Yeah.
But they should.
Give me the Bills. I'm with you.
Okay.
All right. Bengals and the Browns are next. It's just a vomit game. Cincinnati's a 5.5-point favorite against the Browns in Cleveland. I don't think Cleveland has the worst talent, but they might be the worst team. Cincinnati as a team, they're gross as well. Who you got?
Well, they won a must game last week. This is another one. They have to win. Now, they're better than Cleveland. So,
yes.
Do they cover, though?
I don't know.
Don't think so. I'm going to take the Browns at the points, and don't tell me why. But the Bengals are one of those teams. You can't depend on them. So,
yeah.
Give me the Browns plus the points, but I will not be betting.
Ugh. No, I'm not betting either one. I'll take Cincinnati, though, in this one. All right, let's keep going. Texans and the Packers, great game. So this is the NFL in a nutshell. Terrible game. Don't want to watch it. Wouldn't bet that with Dennis's money. Great game. Texans, Cleveland. Or Texans, Green Bay, I should say. So Green Bay, 2.5-point favorites here at home. Who you got?
I think it's time for the Texans to go down. It's a tough place to go play. Give me the Packers to cover.
I'm kind of with you. I think this is the game the Packers take this weekend. I'm with you on that one. Yep. It's with anything else. It's just Texans. It feels like it's their turn to lose this week. Yeah. All right. Dolphins and the Colts up next here. The Colts are 3-point favorites against the Dolphins. Both teams are a disaster. Colts a little bit less of a disaster for sure, though, especially Joe Flacco slinging it. So, all right. Who we got in this one? Oh, no, Richardson's back. I thought he was questionable.
That is bad news.
That's terrible news.
Yeah. Who has any idea in this one? I mean, come on. I'll take the Colts. It's because they're at home. That's it.
Rob really just it's horrible because I think Flacco would have beat him. I don't know.
I don't know why you would change quarterbacks.
I don't either. I'll take Indianapolis, but not as fun anymore. All right, let's keep going. Minnesota and Detroit, another great game in this noon window. The Vikings 5-0. They are 1.5-point favorites taking on the Lions. Who you got?
Bye-bye, Minnesota. You're not going to be undefeated after this one. I think Detroit's one of the best teams in the league. Give me the Lions to beat the Vikings and end their undefeated season.
Yeah, I agree. I like the Lions in this spot as well. Man, they were really good against the Cowboys, but they've been really good other than their one loss to Tampa, who played great that day. Yeah, give me the Lions in this one. Now, it is a big thing to point out. Hutchinson is out.
Very good.
So, and he'll be out for the year. So the Vikings, that does help them for sure, but still, I like the Lions in this game. All right, let's keep going here. Two disasters, one much worse than the other. The Philadelphia and the Giants. Philadelphia, a 3-point favorite here on the road against the Giants. Who you got?
Good win last week for the Eagles.
Yes.
3-point spread. That's doable. Give me the Eagles to beat the Giants.
Yeah, Giants are a disaster. As always, give me the Eagles as well in this one, even though I still think they've got all kinds of problems. But you know, Daniel Jones and the Giants can mask a lot of problems when you play them.
Yep.
So, yeah. Raiders, they're terrible. They take on the Rams. They're terrible. The Rams are 6.5-point favorites here, quote unquote, at home. There'll probably be more Raiders fans, even though they're disgusting. Who you got in this one?
And when the Raiders were in LA, they had no fans. So I just have to bring this up about LA and their wonderful football fans. Rams, 6.5-point favorite. How could they be 6.5-point favorites against anybody?
Mm-hmm.
I think they win, but I'm taking the Raiders plus 6.5.
Yeah, give me the Rams. I don't want to bet the Raiders, so I'll take the Rams in that one. Panthers, they're good. They're 1-5. They go on the road to take on Washington. Washington, 8.5-point favorite here. Even though they lost last week, I still thought the Commanders played decent in Baltimore. Now they get a terrible Panthers team. Who you got?
I like the Commanders to cover this one at home.
All right, I'm with you. I'm going to take the Commanders as well. Give me the Commanders minus that 8.5. All right, let's keep her going here. Chiefs and the 49ers next. Surprisingly, the 49ers are favored by 1.5 points. What are we going to see here? Will the Chiefs kind of like, oh shit, good team, we better wake up? What's going to happen?
I like that.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
I like the Chiefs to say that.
Okay.
They're due to lose, though.
Yes.
But this is a big game. They normally play well in big games. The Niners, this would be a must win, but they are in a terrible division. And it's not a must win. They probably will be tied for first with the Seahawks at 3-4.
Yeah.
I take the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs to win this one. I think they beat them.
You've got the Chiefs in this one. I'll take the Chiefs as well. Give me the Chiefs. I think they'll get it done. Let's see. We keep on going now. Dennis, don't bother me with horse racing at the moment. I don't want to think about what might be happening in that disaster. Let's keep going here. We got the Jets and the Steelers. We're having fun, Dennis. No, we have the Jets and the Steelers. On the road here. Jets are 2-point favorites on the road against the Steelers. Tough to choke down Jets as the favorites here, I would think. But what do you think about this one?
Pittsburgh all the way. I don't see anything to like about the Jets.
Well, they do have Devontae Adams now. I don't know if that'll help or not, but we'll see. I don't know. It's kind of bad. I'll take the Steelers as well. All right, we're back to having two games at the same time on Monday night for some reason, but here we are. Why not start one at 6:15 and one at 9? I have no idea. Anyway, Ravens and
when one of them's on the West Coast.
I don't get it. But anyway, Ravens and the Buccaneers as we sit here. The Baltimore Ravens are 3.5-point favorites in this one. All right, who you got? Ravens, Buccaneers.
This is a good game.
Yes.
I've been really impressed with the Bucs.
Yeah.
But Mayfield's just been incredible. Just really playing well. The Ravens are hot as anybody.
Yep.
This is really going to be a good game. We're kind of looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
I like Baltimore. I think they're pretty darn good. 3.5 at half is bothering me a little. Just don't know if the Bucs. I don't think they're as good as the Ravens, but I'm going to take Tampa plus 3.5.
You're going to take Tampa plus 3.5. So am I. I don't think anybody's really surprised. We are big believers in the Buccaneers. One thing I'll say though, they talking about Tampa, their defense has me a little worried. That has not been very good the last 2 or 3 weeks. So
you're right.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, but we'll see what happens. Huge game in that one. And then finally, Go ahead.
No, and the Ravens offensively have been good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. All right. Chargers and the Cardinals to end it. The tough game here. Chargers are 2.5-point favorites. What do you think about this one?
I don't think I'll watch any of this.
Fair.
With the other one going.
Fair.
The Chargers should win. I don't know if they will. They wouldn't have last year.
Agreed.
However, they're a little bit different animal this year.
Yep.
I'm going to take them.
Okay. Chargers. I will take the Chargers as well. I'm going to trust them. I'm going to say you're back to being, or you're not back, but you've changed. You've changed. You're not going to be that team that loses this game. So yeah, give me the Chargers as well. All right, that'll do it for NFL. You want to do baseball? You want to talk about it for a second?
I think baseball's just been really good. It's been entertaining. All the games, really.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're kind of shaping up as what the networks want for sure. The Dodgers and the Yankees, I do think they're the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers huge win last night. They're good. They really are. They don't have good starting pitching, but they're just solid everywhere else. And in the Indians, the Guardians, I give them a chance today against the Yankees. Boyd's pretty good. He's pitched pretty well for them. I give them a chance to win that one today, but I just think the Yankees are better overall. Mm-hmm. Another really good, solid team. It's been a really good playoff season.
At this point, who has a better chance, in your opinion, to come back, the Guardians or the Mets?
Mets.
Yeah, I agree.
The Mets can hit.
Yeah.
But in 2 of the 3 games, the Dodgers have shut them down. I thought the Mets would win yesterday. I really did. I liked the pitching matchup and everything, and Dodgers just blasted them. And, and Ohtani's not hitting a whole lot.
Mm-mm. He did. Did you see the home run he hit last night, though?
Yeah,
holy shit.
He come out of it last night. Dodgers, Yankees, that'd be a great series. Great series. So,
for sure. Yeah.
If Cleveland can win today, that's a big if. Maybe.
I think Cleveland, I think they're done.
The Mets today.
The Mets still have a chance.
They do. They have to win today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the pitching matchup is Quintana against whatever the Japanese players.
Yamamoto. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like the Dodgers, but I took the Mets again today. I took them again.
If you get Yamamoto's best, they're probably not going to hit him.
That's right. But you don't always get it. So
that's right. And I think this game comes down to how he shows up. If he pitches really well, I don't think the Mets will be able to beat him. If he blows up, then obviously the Mets can win, and then it's a brand new series. So
I like to watch the Mets. I do.
Oh, no doubt.
I like the Dodgers too. I like to watch them. They're fun.
Yeah. I like both those teams better than I like the Yankees or the Guardians. I think, but Yankees will be tough. The Yankees are playing really well right now too. So
they are. They're good. They are.
Oh yeah. They should be. They've got great players.
Good team.
Really,
I mean, hard. There's nothing smart ass.
Yeah, the 2 teams that have the best players are the Dodgers and the Yankees, and a lot of times in baseball that doesn't come through. They get beat. Right. So I think it's going to happen this year where we get them both. So it should be a great series if that happens. Yeah. But I think the Dodgers win it. If win the whole thing, I'm saying that's who I would pick right now. So.
Okay, let's look at hockey for Pedlo since we pissed him off enough today.
Oh, well, we shouldn't have. I just told him stop being a little, what, and thinking we had a moral victory last week.
Well, Pedlo, you must have a good relationship with Aaron to let him say that to
you. Yeah, we're very close.
We love you. Even if you are dead wrong.
Well, I think we blend we fall in the middle of OU fans. There's super calm ones, which I'm kind of surprised. Pedlo is a calm one right now.
Yeah.
And then there's us. It's like, but we're not saying fire everybody right now and get rid of all the players.
We're realistic.
It's in the middle of it's not working. Prove me wrong, but I
And I don't
don't
know how anybody can say it's working.
it's not. I mean, I do think I don't know why it's not working. How about that a little bit? But
Don't
it's
have a
just not.
quarterback.
I know. Okay, let's
Look
not
at your
get. I
shitty
don't.
teams. They don't have a quarterback. Go
I
ahead.
really. I don't want to. I don't want to bring it. Hopefully they win this week and where it's not awful. So
Who really cares?
well, look, if you lose this week, I do care because if you lose this week, it's your worst nightmares come true.
Absolutely.
So I don't want it to get that. I want them to win 8 and say, hey, not where we need to be at all, but they at least got to 8, and that's pretty damn good. That I would love to say that. Hopefully that's what we can say at the end of the year. Even if they're 7-5, hopefully we can say, hey, you know what? Not bad,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, what do you want to know, Pedlo? She wants a plus money play.
List your big picks here, and we'll run through them.
He wants a plus money play tonight in the NHL.
He wants a what?
He wants a plus money play tonight in the NHL.
Oh, a plus. Okay.
So I would go under goal and a half first period, Kings Canadians. I don't think I'd touch Devils Senators. I
like the Panthers, but it's not plus.
The Panthers are minus 105. I do like that.
Tell me why they're minus 105 against the Canucks and they're at home?
Yeah, I think Kachuk's still hurt. Or he's sick. That's what it is. He's not hurt. He's sick. So that could be. I would still take the Panthers. Let's see. Stars, Capitals.
Nope.
I might take under goal and a half in that one with Stars in the first period. Stars, Capitals, Sabres, Blue Jackets. I don't want to touch that one. Wings aren't playing very well.
Yeah, but no, the Rangers are too good. They're too steady.
Honestly, if you want to plus money, I think the Blues at plus 125 makes
sense. No, you're out of your mind.
Why?
They're terrible.
But the Islanders?
You might take that. What do you bet? Why do you like to bet under a goal and a half in the first period?
Yeah, I'm going to go under a goal and a half first period in the Islanders Blues, and I'm going to take the Blues.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Blues.
Okay.
Let's keep going here. Oilers and Predators. These two teams are really disappointing. I'd probably stay away from it.
I took the Oilers tonight.
I'd probably go the other way, but I don't have any argument against what you did either. Sharks, I'd stay away from that one. Flyers, Kraken. I'd probably go under goal and a half first period and Flyers, Kraken actually as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'd bet 3 or 4 of those, and then that I listed, and I bet the Blues at plus 125.
Well, I picked the Blues, but I don't have any confidence in a team that cannot score.
Yeah.
Huh. Who does that remind me of? Oh, yeah.
The Blues. Well, and OU.
The Blues remind me of Oklahoma. They cannot score.
Yeah. I think the Blues. I didn't think they played that bad against Minnesota or Vegas.
They can't score.
Yeah.
And they're boring.
Well, they are.
They can't score.
The Islanders aren't that good, though, and they can't score either. So
no, I like that 1.5 first period, under 1.5 first period.
Again, at plus 125, that should be a pick 'em type game. So give me St. Louis.
I agree with that.
Give me St. Louis in that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else?
And if the Red Wings play tonight, they could beat the Rangers.
I heard a rumor about the Red Wings. Do you want to hear it?
I guess.
Okay. I heard Joel Quenneville could go to Detroit if they struggle.
Really?
Yep.
Where's he now?
He's nowhere because he had that scandal and he hasn't. Okay. Got reinstated. He got fired in like 21 and he got reinstated at this beginning of this year. So.
No, Pedlo. I don't want to watch the defensive end for South Carolina. I will be seeing him enough.
That's what he means. Watch him this weekend.
No, I don't want to watch him.
Somebody told me Said, hey, you got to be excited though. Alabama's coming to town. I said, I'm not excited that Alabama's coming to town if we're 5-5. That's not exciting to me. I
I
said,
don't get any big charge out of watching these teams
no.
because we are supposed to, okay, I don't know who said that, but anyway,
Well, no, it
Okay.
was
why should we get excited about watching Alabama when we're supposed to be as good as Alabama?
exactly. No, that's what I said. I said, we're not a
We're not-
program that
No,
should be
we're not
like,
Kansas.
right. Yeah.
We're
But I
supposed
said,
to
hey,
win-
if we win a couple, yeah, I'll be really excited. But
How about this? I'm looking forward to seeing Alabama's band.
I'm
That
not.
is not true. I
don't care about the band.
I made that up. I'm not.
Okay, good.
I'm hoping I don't even want to go to that game. I'm just praying it's not a night game.
Yeah, listen, if a normal Oklahoma team, I wouldn't be afraid of them at all.
Carr, Ramrod, buddy.
Well, but
Respect you a lot.
But what you don't realize is Vandy as a program they're ahead of Oklahoma right now.
I wouldn't go that far, but
They are.
well,
I'm talking about their team.
Season.
Their team though has more going for it than
I'm just
Oklahoma.
saying, Carr, you haven't seen OU evidently.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
This offense looks like a poorly coached junior high offense where you hand the ball off and 6 guys hit your running back before he ever gets to the line of scrimmage on 4 out of 5 plays.
That legit happens. Like that's not
Where your quarterback drops back to pass, and in 1.5 seconds, he's running for his life.
Yeah.
It's literally like you have a bunch of little midget junior high kids over there.
Yep.
Getting their ass whipped by adolescents that have reached puberty way before they were supposed to. It's exactly what it looks like.
On one side of the ball, it looks
On one
similar
side
to
of
what
the
he's
ball.
describing.
It is that bad.
He's not wrong.
When they go up to the line of scrimmage and you see what formation they're in, you're going, well, that looks new, but hell, they ain't going to do nothing. So wait a minute.
So I want to point. Hold on.
Hello.
Let me address this one. Okay. So
I love your optimism. I do.
If you haven't watched all year and you look at, okay, they're 4-2, they lost to number 1 and they lost to number 11. That's, I mean,
right.
If you woke up from a coma and that's what you saw, I said, no, they're not that bad.
Right.
And that'd be, yeah, I would see it. But if you've watched them, they also
scored, was it 19 or what was it again? 16
against Houston. So they really, if not for a muffed punt that wasn't really a muffed punt by Houston, I don't know that they would have beat them. So,
and the defense scored 9 of those points, I think.
Yeah, they set up the drive and then they got a safety. So yeah, I mean, Houston coulda, shoulda, whatever. Let's just say could have beat them. Auburn literally handed the game to us.
They did not beat Auburn. Auburn beat themselves.
Right. So they're very lucky to be 4-2. Now,
they could easily be 2-4.
Now, look.
They played well against Tulane.
They did. Yeah. Yeah.
They gave us hope.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they played bad against Auburn. They just weren't as good.
Not bad.
They weren't as good as Auburn. Okay. That's it. That's all we don't need to rehash it. It's over. Here's the deal. I hope Pedlo's right.
No, me too.
I don't want to go through this again, but we'll see. Okay. Anything else before we get out of here?
No, it's going to be an interesting Saturday. That's for sure.
Yeah. And Carr is I'll put him up there again. I think
he's Bama.
You're the Missouri guy. So that's going to be interesting.
Oh, he's Missouri.
Yeah. So that game, I did have that game listed as one. Now, you could win that, but I don't know now. So we'll see.
Missouri.
A long way to go for that one, though.
Unless things improve.
Like I said, they've got some games. They got some games. So they got some
You know,
games
if
to
they were
improve.
still in the Big 12, who could they beat with this offense?
I don't want to. I
There's
don't want to think
nobody.
about that. I don't want
Now,
to think about it.
Bedlam, Oklahoma State. Wow, would that not
Yeah.
be a happy game?
It'd be for a bowl, maybe. Yeah. Well, if you're going to look at it optimistically, if they can win this weekend, that's 5 wins. Even if they're really good, the Ole Miss game would be iffy. But then they got Maine. So if they could get to 6-3 going up to Columbia, that would be kind of a game
they
that would
might.
really
Yeah.
could really swing it one way or another.
Yeah, they probably beat Maine 52-0, and all the OU fans suddenly say, "We figured it out on offense."
Well, but no matter what if you could get to Columbia at 6-3, you still have something left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone checked Maine's record? We're just assuming.
I don't know. Yeah.
If they're any good.
Let me see. Maine. Why am I doing this? Maine football. Okay, here we go. Maine football. Here we go. Pulling it up here. It takes forever to. I just want their schedule. There we go. Okay, they're 3-3.
3-3.
Their losses came out on the road to Montana State. They're good.
They're good. I don't know.
Monmouth University beat them, and Delaware beat them.
The Blue Hens. I would not want to be playing Blue Hens.
So before they get to us, they will play Villanova, who's number 5,
Mm-hmm.
and then Rhode Island.
Looking like they're coming in 4-4, maybe.
Yeah, 4-4.
They had a momentum after beating Rhode Island.
Yep. 4-4, right. And then they got the game at Oklahoma. I would think maybe they overlook us and point to that Bryant game the next week. They play Bryant at home next week, so that could be there. Yeah, they did beat. Rob, I was getting ready to bring it up. They beat Albany, 34-20.
And we're in trouble.
And that was on the road. So they went on the road. Now, hold on, what's their road? They are 2-2 on the road.
Good road team.
Yeah. What if they pull a big upset this weekend?
Well, something to look at.
If they lose to Maine, will they fire everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay.
They have to.
If they lose to Maine, even Pedlo's going to be ready. So.
They don't have a choice.
Yeah, I would agree. Okay. We got to get out. Dennis said there was a tote delay. I got paid, so I don't know what you're talking about, but maybe there was. I didn't see it. So, okay. We're getting out of here now. That's it. Blinkers Off will be later today. I believe Magic Mike will be later today as well. Let me see if that's scheduled yet. I could give you a time. Let's see. No, nothing scheduled yet. But I think Magic Mike's coming up and Blinkers Off coming up later today. So, all right. Everybody have a good weekend. And I know we won't, but hopefully everybody else will have a good weekend. So, all right, guys, we'll see you next week.
This is due to Bet Sports.